Challenging games always have peaks and valleys, but Nioh 2 has the lowest of lows and highest of highs. I rarely quite this game, but I'm glad I did not, because every time I turn it, it provided me some of the most nail-biting and dream-fun moments I have ever had in a game. Nioh 2 is a 2020 Souls-like developed by Team Ninja for the PS4, PS5 and PC. You play as Hyde, a fully customizable half yokai, half human creature who runs around Sengoku period Japan fighting demons and rubbing shoulders with major historical figures. The story is unlikely to be the thing that drops you in, but the game will still have you on the edge of your seat. Nioh 2 never feels like it's holding back, and that creates a really fun tensions. The baseline threat level is super high, even the simplest enemies each have one ability that can just wreck your day, and a lot of basic enemies have a mini boss. Feel they big fast, and although they are consistent and fair, they will kill you in surprising ways. Learning to constantly beat them is very much like a boss fight in most Souls games. Speaking of bosses, they are fantastic with variable appearances and fighting styles that demand different approach every single time, like murderous Rubik's Cube. They are a fun puzzle to solve, but every moment in a room with them is deadly. All of this results in tensions where every interactions with an enemy demands your full attention, and although I like these tensions, I also like that the confidence to cut through is occasionally like, you cannot tell me this anywhere does not look like a dead trying to entice you into the dance floor, while the Kodama functions as a fantastically cute friendly face in a hostile world. Nioh 2 will recently punish you for recklessness, and that can result in some real loss. On the other hand, meticulously inspecting every enemy through a difficult sections is even sweater, because you know that game is not holding back, so you have got to be meticulous when you're moving through an area. But when fighting really starts, you have got to be a little bit belligerent. Usually in Nioh 2, the closer you are to know enemies, the safer you are. It's counterintuitive, but it works for one key, which is like this game versions of stamina is very important, and getting in and out of range is expensive, leaving you vulnerable and unable to punish openings. It just opens you up to a battle of attrition you are going to lose. On the other hand, when you are up close, you have stamina and the attacks are easy to dodge to or even burst counter, which is probably the most aggressive and satisfying mechanic I have experienced it in a Souls-like. Essentially, there are 10 enemy attacks that cannot be blocked and are usually difficult to dodge, but you can use a special ability called a burst counter that cancels the attacks and usually leave them vulnerable and open for counter attack. The problem is you need to face their attack head on. This aggressive playstyle is super in almost every way, but it means you can never be 100% safe, and you have to lock into the right of dodging, attacking, and key polishing to just survive. This is a game that is almost unusually demanding. There's a constant sense that you were just holding it all together, and one cock up could knock the whole house of cards down. This results in moments where you just feel like an enemy is Jonah Jameson from that rhyming movie, killing you over and over again and screaming into your face, "Not my tempo." But then there are moments like when I was fighting this Frost boss dude. I had a silver of health left and healing items. Ordinarily I would have jumped in and out pecking at him from afar, but at the point I had intimidated what this game wanted from me, so instead I stayed up in his icy mug locked into that ride and just grinded my way through, eventually beating him in was hurt and pounding a little bit terrifying, and that feeling of just managing to hold it all together was so much exhilarating fun, and it's all because Nioh 2 insists you play it in its way in a countering by incredibly thrilling ways. Now this kind of regressions is baked into the playstyle of Nioh, but the details are all up to you. My favorite ability in Nioh 2 is this kick. You can track it into the end of any combo and do a ton of key damage. It was how I beat most of the difficult bosses in the game. It is also fairly deep into the sword specific skill tree. This was a major part of my Nioh 2 experience, and most people have completed the game are largely unaware it exists. The builds in this game adjust the variable every single that has a tangible effect on your abilities. Armor massively impacts your defense and movement speed every pieces. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel, press like button on this video, and I wait you on next video. Goodbye.